pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mr. DeCarlo.
Here.
Mr. Hoffman.
Here.
Mr. Condit.
Here.
Mr. Molina.
Here.
Mr. Walter.
Here.
Minutes, approval minutes from July 14th and July 28th.
Move to approve. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Condit.
Abstain.
Mr. Molina.
Yes.
Mr. Walter.
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo.
Yes. Acceptance of financial reports.
Move to accept financial reports.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Condit.
Yes.
Mr. Molina.
Yes.
Mr. Walter.
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes. Amendments to the agenda.
Yes, Mayor, we have Resolution 61, 2015, a resolution accepting the resignation of Patrick Vallada from the Village of Reminderville Fire Department effective August 11, 2015.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Molina.
Yes.
Mr. Walter.
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Condit.
Yes.
We have Resolution 62, 2015, a resolution accepting the resignation of John Arnold Jr. from the Village of Reminderville Service Department effective August 11, 2015.
Second.
By emergency.
Yes.
Yes.
Who seconded? Tom.
Tom. Roll call.
Mr. Walter.
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Condit.
Yes.
Mr. Molina.
Yes. And Resolution 63, 2015, a resolution authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into and execute an agreement with Pursue Posterity for a sum not to exceed $15,000.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. DeCarlo.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman. Mr. Condit.
Yes.
Mr. Molina.
Yes.
Mr. Walter.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it, Mayor.
Comments from the public, 30 minutes maximum time, 5 minutes per person. Raise your hand, state your name and address.
Larry Trosi, 3521 Castaway Cove. I would just like to say back in 2007 and 2008, our roads out here were terrible. We need a majority of the people to get the village to take the roads. I walked for 2 years, getting over 600 signatures to do that. The deal was, if you live down the road that you fixed, it would be assessed. If you don't live on the road, all I need is your petition. So far, every road in Reminderville that need to be fixed, except mine, or ours, has been fixed. I've been assessed almost $7,000 and not one stone has been turned on my road. Your engineer out here, or your service director, Mr. Jerry, were out there and they said, well, your drains are falling, we'll repair them. My question to council is, if I was assessed this money, why wasn't we put in a new road, or why am I not going to get this money back that I assessed? Every year, every winter, your snowplows come out there and they tear the hell out of my driveway, because my driveway is up higher than the road. Because the guy who put the driveway in said you're going to get a new road, so I'm not going to drop your driveway down to the present level of the road. No road. My driveway's just getting chipped every year by the snowplows. So again, my question is, if you're not going to fix my road, do I get my assessment back?
They didn't pay the Castaway at all?
Not at all. Didn't touch it. Didn't do a thing.
So, I'd look for this.
And every other road that I walked, we got signatures on, those people signed, we're all assessed, we all got new roads. Us, we got nothing.
I'll look into
Again,
it.
my question is, do I get my money back?
Well, I'll look into it, Larry, to see why.
I would
You
appreciate
got no asphalt, nothing.
Nothing. I would like to see concrete put down. If not, I'd still like to see the road brought up to where it should be. The specs of the village ordinances, because that's what I was promised. If I don't get that, I would like to have my assessment.
That's not an unreasonable request.
I'll look into it.
We'll look into it.
Can I ask you when, would you get back to me or to our president?
Well, I'll look into it tomorrow. I'll find out tomorrow why.
Do I call you?
You can call me.
Okay,
It's
so,
never stopped you before, why would it stop you today?
so that's what I'm here for, because I think I've been
I understand that.
unduly dealt with.
I understand that. I'll find out.
Okay, fair enough.
Larry, how do you spell your last name?
Turoc, Z as in zebra, Y.
Thank you.
You're looking good today, Larry, I have to tell you.
It's all that walking he did.
It's all that walking. Horse talking to people.
Hi, Bill Jones, 3565 Castaway Cove. To clarify a little bit on Larry's comment, it was prior, I moved in November of '09. And there was, prior to me moving in, from what Jack has told me, there was a coat of asphalt put in. Supposedly they were gonna put a second coat, but your contractor forfeited his bond or whatever, and they never did it. But, and that's just to clarify. On the 30th, we received, Mr. Scafidi came out, looked at the streets, and we told him that we would like concrete streets like everyone else got. His response was that he did some research, this is from an email, and talked with the administration. He has not indicated if that's the mayor, council, it just says administration. And it says, however, there was no mention of concrete or asphalt. So he's saying they'll take care of the catch basins that we have a problem with, but that was it as far as a response from the village. Now,
Let me clarify one thing first. There was never a promise of concrete streets to everybody. It was to redo the streets.
yeah,
Some streets got concrete, depending on if we could go down and we did stabilization on some of them. Some of them got like we tested on Spinnaker, it's called a white topping, which is actually asphalt, but if you go on Spinnaker, you'll see it's like, almost like tiles. It's like a concrete tile, and it's something relatively new that they were trying out to see. So in other words, if the trucks go over and it breaks, you just pull that one slab out and you put another slab on it to see how well it holds up for maybe future stuff down the road. But there was never a promise of what the street would be. We were just gonna take them in and take care of them ourselves instead of putting the tax burden on your residents.
well, we did receive if you spread it out over the 20 years, it came out to almost 7,000. I myself paid it, and it was almost 4,000.
Right.
So there was a tax burden.
Right.
And we received
But it nowhere near what's gonna cost you to redo the whole road.
well, you're talking 13 residents on Castaway that paid $39.60. That's $50,480
It's nowhere near what it takes to do the road.
for one coat of asphalt.
For what we're doing like right
Well,
now.
no, I'm saying for one coat of asphalt. What did it cost?
I'm trying to give you an example.
Well,
okay?
no, I understand that.
If you go look at what we're doing right now currently, Terry just left out Windjammer and stuff, that's over $1 million.
Yeah, but Outrigger got concrete. They paid the same $39.60 we did.
Right.
Then why did we get a single layer of asphalt that didn't even come up to
Well,
his
I'm gonna find out why there's just a single layer.
Well, to go further with that point, as far as, you guys all have your little peninsula, if you want to go look at your ordinance 11, according to this, it's 119.04 improvements. And it says, no dedication of streets shall be accepted. I'm sure you don't want me to read this whole thing. It said, until the following improvements have been completed or provisions have been made guaranteeing all such improvements conformity with this and other village ordinances relating satisfactory to council. But now you go down to section E of that and it says pavements. And in that section, it says that the street shall be of a subgrade and proof rolling consistent ODOT 203, 6 inches, ODOT 304, 5 inches, and with a 7-inch concrete curb. So if your ordinance says this, how can you put in a street or put in a
Our
Castaway
ordinance
was
says that
dedicated?
if you wanted us to dedicate it, that's what you had to meet.
And we did.
You don't have a 7-inch curb, do you?
No, I'm saying we did our part with our assessment.
No, before we could take those streets in, you had to bring them up to that standard.
I thought that's what the 3960
No,
was for.
that's for us to maintain it for you, again, to keep it so that we take it over. But you had to meet that standard, and we didn't make everybody meet that standard. You follow me? Like currently today, we have the crossings over here that wants us to dedicate their streets. They're all concrete. They don't have sidewalk. They have to have, one side at least has to have sidewalk.
They don't have the regular.
They don't, so they don't get dedicated unless they come back to us and they say, okay, we put the sidewalk in. On some of the streets and through the shores, because of the time honored, that they've been there forever, we accepted them anyways, even though they weren't necessarily up to what would say, like those standards were, because those roads were built way before those standards were even written. You talk about the 305 and all that, that's the stone underneath, the side of the stone and stuff like that. So, if you take up your base, I'm sure it's not 305, or some of the other ones we went into was just so bad. Well, Outrigger was, what's the, Outrigger was the one that looked like.
It was like, it looked like the moon.
Right.
Oh yeah, Outrigger, I
Right.
believe you did do this.
So we did
base
some base on that one too.
That was one of the best roads in.
Right. Right, so in other words, what I'm saying is, we didn't make you guys go back through and put the curb in and do all the other stuff that said.
But you didn't make Outrigger do it either.
We didn't make any of them do it.
Well, I know, that's what I'm saying, but they got the base, they got the concrete street, and we didn't.
Because
And we paid the same money they did.
And so does Spinnaker and everybody else pay the same money. I can't say that, when I look at it, it was established by council how they were gonna divide it up. They could have went street by street and said, okay, it's gonna cost you this amount of money. If your street was $200,000 and there's 13 people, they would have split it up that way. So if you actually look at the ones that really, really, in my mind, that have some kind of legitimate complaint, are the ones at Spinnaker, because their street wasn't that bad, and it didn't take that much to make it correct, but they're paying the same amount as you times, what is there, how many is there in Spinnaker, 88? There's 88. Those people paying a lot more money and got a lot less for their street than somebody. I'm just saying, if you're gonna get realistic about it, that's.
Well, the only thing, Mayor, too, is your YouTube video with Mark Silverstein. 8 minutes into that video, you went on for about 5 or 6 minutes talking about how all the concrete streets you put in, how that's important to the residents, the village, that it's a value, it's great. Like I said, quite a long time you spoke about that.
Yeah.
Then why is Castaway Cove one of the only, if not the only, asphalt street in the village?
It's not, go down.
Well, there aren't many then.
Florida Street, Maryland Street, Georgia Street, Nautilus, I mean, Regatta, I'm getting ready to do Regatta. Regatta's gonna be asphalt. We had to do what it was that fits the engineering specs at the time that they feel it'll best fit the needs of the area.
When you did Windjammer, I could not get one signature for them people to sign.
We got them all. Got them all.
And by the way,
Windjammer and
you know,
Windjammer Cove.
when the street is dedicated, it's no longer your street, it's now the village's street.
Yeah, and even there, we're not even complaining about that we hardly see snowplows down there. Or if there is, the big truck comes in, makes one push, he can't handle the cul-de-sacs. We pay our contractor for HOA to plow the streets because the village can't do it, not with the big truck. And we understand that. But to us, $50,000 for a single layer of asphalt and Sam did say the catch basins will take care of those. But that just seems like an awful, that we got assessed so much, and Outrigger got a nice concrete street, and we have a garbage asphalt street that has grass growing in the asphalt. just doesn't seem right, that's all we're saying.
Sam said that he'd look into that.
And just so you know, every catch basin, to do a catch basin, is costing me $7,000 to $8,000. Okay, I don't know how many catch basins there are over there. Three. So if he does all three of them, there's $21,000 right there.
No, we paid 50, so
But that's
we're
just
still
catch
in the
basins,
hole.
you understand? That's
No,
what I'm
I-
saying.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
for 3 catch basins and a single layer of asphalt, we still haven't gotten our $4,000 worth, where everybody else got more.
And I'll look at doing it to see why they didn't do a finish topping on it, but concrete is not.
Not an option,
Not
I'm
an
just saying.
option.
No. I don't understand why Outrigger got it then.
Because of the mess Outrigger was.
It's a bad road.
And because we had it, if you went through and saw the, when they did the stabilization of it, that's why they stabilized, and when we stabilize, we gotta put concrete on top, so it doesn't move.
Would you look into seeing if the village will repair my driveway?
I'll look into it.
Fair enough, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Al Williams, 10589 Florida Street. I'm glad they said tonight you're getting a second opinion about the
Oh,
ditch.
I sent Scott over there with Neroni and Sons to, because Neroni's the one doing the one behind the ball field right now. They just seem like they know what they're doing. And, because when he said there wasn't a pitch in there, well, there had to be a pitch at one time. So,
It's filled in with
right,
salt.
well, I understand that, but the idea of the mesh that's in there,
Yeah.
so that's what they went to go look at and see what they could come up with on it.
Well, they possibly will have to take that mesh out.
And I told him if you have to,
Just
just get rid of the mesh.
Okay. I noticed that the mayor of Aurora, after the last flooding, her first response to people in the Geauga Lake area was she could not control what Bainbridge did. That was not her concern. However, the next newspaper that came out, she's diligently looking in to see what they can do with Bainbridge because she has decided that the majority of the water that is flooding the Geauga Lake area and which comes into Reminderville is coming down over the hillside, as was stated at the last council meeting here, that we should build a block wall at the end of Lake Avenue and let the water run back up over the hill. However, I don't know whether there's anything you can do with her or not, or possibly they will put a pipe down the other side of California to take all this water that direction.
Well, that's what the initial conversation
I know.
was, or with theirs to put it down through there. That's what we asked them to be a part of our, we just applied again to do
I
California
realized
Street.
that, and then they backed out.
We did it, applied again.
Pardon?
We're applying again.
Oh, you're playing again? Okay, because many of the people on that side was a lot worse than in Reminderville, because by 9 o'clock that night, the water was back into the confines of the ditch, maybe 2 or 3 inches on
Yeah.
either side. But it was back in by the time we got home that night, which I was shocked because it was clear up almost to our house. But they had basements and houses over there that literally, the whole place flooded out.
Well, did you see further down Orchard, they did that retrenching?
Yeah.
They opened that waterway out too, and that was because of
Well, then that might.
I was surprised when you called me to tell me that.
Yeah.
By the time you got home, the water had receded.
It had
that
receded
much.
back into the ditch, and I was shocked, because I figured it would take 2 or 3 days, and it didn't. So, and we do have fences going up now in our area, and I tried to tell them that at least
And
they're
they wanna wait.
supposed to be, I don't know whether they got permit yet or not, but they might want to wait and see what they do with the ditch before they do it. And the other thing is, when they did put the ditch in, the surveyor came in and pinned right in the middle of the ditch. And the only reason I remember that is the girl next door was putting up a fence. And she had enough fencing, she wanted to fence our backyard too if I wanted it. And I said, no, because the pin's right there. If you continue, you're putting the fence right in the middle of the ditch. So I don't want a fence in the middle of the ditch, so no, thank you, but I don't want it. Well, we had a surveyor out now who found a pin up in our yard. So I don't know which pin is accurate, whether the pin that they put in the ditch, which he said he couldn't find. But he did find one in our yard, because he dug a big hole
Without asking.
and there was a pin. So I don't know whether the pin's supposed to be in our yard or in the middle of the ditch. I assumed it was in the middle of the ditch, so I did everything to the middle of the ditch. Now, the ditch does turn on the corner, so I know it wouldn't be in the middle beyond there, but down where it basically turned. So it's gonna be interesting, because that property behind us sold, he wants to go.
Oh, does it?
And I don't blame him for wanting to get a survey, I don't know where my property ended too.
Oh, sure, one, and,
And if it comes up in my yard, I told him, well, fine, then you mow both sides of the ditch, I'm not gonna move this side anymore.
save you a lot of work. Anybody else?
I just, for the record, would like to say, Sam and his Jerry, they came out and took pictures and everything, I was very disappointed that neither of them mentioned just the catch basins in their reports. Disappointed.
Can I ask one more thing, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
I forgot about, I apologize. Is there, who would we contact or go through to get your formulation, whether it's an ordinance or whatever? What was used to determine the cost that everybody was assessed?
Oh.
That's still Gene's, he puts a tax roll together. He determines what the benefit is to each house,
And
each resident, and then he would have a tax roll.
who is it?
Gene Esser, village engineer.
But I think council's the one that set it for you on that one.
Council approves the numbers that he puts together.
So is that something I could find on your past
Yep.
meetings, or?
I don't think you'll find the tax roll. It might be an attachment to a piece of
Do
legislation.
you know when it was?
Too late, 09?
Oh, 09, Gene probably wasn't even, was Gene here then?
Yeah.
It was one of the first projects he did for us.
Okay.
Laid it out, we have to go.
So either Gene or Terry.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Resolution 60, 2015, a resolution to accept the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the final plan and plat Phase 8 of Harrington Place subdivision, first reading. Resolution 61, a resolution accepting resignation of Patrick Delata from the Village of Reminderville Fire Department effective August 11, 2015.
Move to suspend the rules and pass by emergency.
Second.
Roll call on suspension.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Condit?
Yes.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Walter?
Yes.
Mr. Carlo?
Yes. Move to pass by emergency.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Condit?
Yes.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Walter?
Yes.
Mr. Carlo?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes. Resolution 62, 2015, resolution accepting resignation of John Arnold Jr. from the Village of Reminderville Service Department effective August 11, 2015.
Move to suspend the rules, pass by emergency.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Walter?
Yes.
Mr. Carlo?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Condit?
Yes.
Move to pass by emergency.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Walter?
Yes.
Mr. Carlo?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman? Mr. Condit?
Yes.
Mr. Molina.
Yes.
Resolution 63, 2015, resolution authorizing director mayor enter into and execute an agreement with Pursue Posterity from a sum not to exceed $15,000. First reading. Old business. Any old business? Any new business?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Carlo?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Condit?
Yes.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Walter?
Yes.